the big one was we had De Niro. Like I was floored. I'm at the Little League World Series, and we get an email from the guest booker saying Robert De Niro is promoting a new film called Hands of Stone, a boxing movie about Roberto Duran, which yeah. And he said he's going to be in studio, and I said, oh my God, I'll be there. So I had to work Sunday night until 7 p.m. Baseball Tonight aired at 8, and me and my wife at the time, it was 3 of our boys. We're leaving the hotel, which is in Pennsylvania. It's about a 4-hour trek back to Connecticut. And I see one of my bosses. He says, what are you doing? I go, I got to go home. I got to meet De Niro. He goes, you're working tomorrow? I said, no, I know. I said, I'm going to go home. I'm going to interview dinner. I'm going to come back. And he's seeing the kids and pillows and he's like, blankets. He's like, well, knock at it. Okay. So we go home. And the big thing, I called my dad and I just said, what do I call him? And he said, what do you mean? I said, nobody calls him Robert. Everyone calls him Bob. But Bob is like, if you know him, I don't want to call him Mr. De Niro. It feels too deferential. And my dad said, when you meet him on the air, say, can I call you Bob? And he said, because that's disarming, but still respectful. And I said, okay, good. It was a very good idea. We get to the next day. My wife obviously wants to meet De Niro too. I'm coming with you to ESPN. Okay. We drop off the kids at a neighbor's house. Hey, good luck to you. We get in there. The moment when De Niro turned the corner, it felt like a surprise party. I almost said to my wife, get down. He's here. when he walked in, 2-time Academy Award winner, living legend, 2 people with him, couldn't be more disarming. The word for it, you'll appreciate as a wordsmith, avuncular, which is to me like an uncle. Like he walked in, I go, this is exactly Robert De Niro. He's just like an uncle. Big white beard, kind smile, big eyes. Like, hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. Hey, okay, hey, it's Robert De Niro. Have a seat. And I noticed the big thing with him is no cameras. And since it was a podcast, I said, hey, we're just going to have a podcast. I'm going to ask some questions. And he goes, no cameras? I go, no. He goes, oh, great. And he really loosened up right away.
Nice.
And I think he appreciated, like you would, anyone that has done their homework. And it wasn't just tell me about Mean Streets. It was, hey, your nickname was Bobby Milk as a kid. You and Scorsese knew each other from the area, but didn't know each other that well. De Palma introduced you at a party. Tell me about this. And that was jogging his memory going, oh, yeah, that is how it happened. This guy's nice. I had a little taxi driver figurine. The coolest part of the interview was this. At the end, he just turns to me and he says, Pakistan? I said, yeah, that's where my family's from. I'm Canadian. My family's from Pakistan originally. He goes, there's a great article about the Hindu Kush. And now he's kind of mumbling. And now it hits me that I'm talking to Robert De Niro. And now I'm starting to have an out-of-body experience. So I don't know what he's saying. But he's talking about an article. And then he says, if you have trouble finding it, let me know or let one of these guys know. Like, well, you can just give me your cell. We can start texting. That would be great. He leaves. He kisses my wife on the cheek. She hasn't washed her cheek since then. And this is the craziest part. I'm driving back to Williamsport because we've got to do baseball. And I'm now leaving my wife and kids. And 3 hours later in the car, I get a message. Email says from RDN. There's only one RDN. And it is his assistant saying, hey, Bob really liked meeting you. Here's that article that he mentioned. It's about the lost tribes of the Hindu Kush in Pakistan. He thought you would enjoy it. And I said, that's pretty remarkable to meet one of your heroes. And you make enough of an impact that he says, what was that kid's name? Make sure you get his email, send him this thing. I think he'll find it. That was pretty cool.